What's good, Jerusalem? Josh here. And one of the most important exercises that we do for balance, for shoulder strength, for flexibility, for core strength, and for endurance is the Turkish get-up. And the Turkish get-up is basically a get-up, which means I'm starting from being on the floor, right? And I'm getting up in a functional way and then going back down. This is like if you're an elderly person, this will keep them out of the nursing home and independent. For a fighter, this will get you up off the floor if you're in a situation. So basically, this is something that's going to make whoever you are, this is going to make your life better and longer. So here's how we're going to do. Let's break it down into 3 simple steps, the Turkish get-up. So with the Turkish version, I'm going to get a weight, and I'm going to use this backpack right here. All right? So I'm going to start with, and like I said, it's a 3-step process. The first one, so the weight is going to be up here. I'm going to be locking out my arm. Locking that weight up. Okay, I'm going to have my hand flat on the floor and the opposing foot flat on the floor. Okay, from here I'm going to start with what I call a Turkish sit-up. So Turkish sit-up just means it's an arm-assisted sit-up. I'm using one off to one side and using one arm to press up. That's number 1, the Turkish sit-up. Then I'm going to go through a transition into a lunge. So here's the transition. I'm going to pick up my body. Remember I told you that my hand and foot are on the floor. Pick up my body on my right leg and left foot. Slide my other knee back here, and this is the tricky part. You want to make sure that from here you go all the way back till your knee is underneath you, and then you're going to come up into the bottom of your lunge. So that's the transition. Third step is just a lunge. So I'm just standing up, and then of course you want to complete the process and gain the benefit of doing the negative on this one as well. The eccentric portion, lunge, transition, butt down on the floor, and then it's a controlled sit-up, okay? So here's what I'm going to ask you to do for today, guys. I want you to do 3 to 5 repetitions on each arm, okay? So that should take you no more than a minute. Then you'll take about a minute of rest, no more than a minute and a half of rest, and we're going to do 5 rounds of practicing the Turkish get-up. You can use weight, you can use a dumbbell, you can use a kettlebell, use whatever you want. If you are using a kettlebell, of course, then I do want you to focus on keeping your wrist straight. Don't let your wrist fold over this way, and that'll help you to stay balanced. Okay? So keep that arm locked out, pressing it up high at all times, and don't let the weight shift around. Okay? That's the strength portion for today. Really not just strength. This is going to develop your balance, your flexibility, your endurance. You're going to see your heart rate's going to get up on this one. It's a beautiful exercise. Then we have our sprint workout, and there are 3 sections to this. The first section, you're going to do a 3-minute, as many reps as you can, of a hang power clean with dumbbells, right? So if you have dumbbells, great. If you don't, and you got a backpack or a kettlebell, you can do a clean with the kettlebell or with the dumbbell or with the backpack. Or if that's just not feeling right, you can go for a swing, or even just a high pull is what I would recommend. High pull. So we're going to go for 3 minutes. You should be able to get a big chunk of repetitions right at the beginning, about 45 seconds to a minute. And then what you want to do is just really minimize your rest periods and just break off small chunks and get some reps in there during the 2nd minute. And on that 3rd minute, once you hit about 45 seconds left, I want you to attack and get as many repetitions. Do not let go of those dumbbells or those kettlebells or that backpack for the minute. So it's a 3-minute deal. You're doing as many reps as you can, okay? Then you'll rest 1 minute, and then you're going to do an 8-minute workout, which is as many rounds as you can of the following 3 exercises. 100-meter sprint, which you can sub 10 jumping jacks or 10 mountain climbers. If you got a flight of steps in your building, maybe jump up, maybe zip up and down 2 or 3 flights of steps. We're looking for about 20 seconds of work. So 100-meter sprint, 15 sit-ups, and 20 reverse lunges. Okay, sit-ups right here, boom. Okay, we're looking again for continuous movement on this. So scale that down to 10 or even 5 reps of the sit-ups if that's slowing you down. And then 20 reverse lunges. You're just going from a standing position back. Make sure you don't slam your knee into the floor, but use a pillow or towel for your knee. Okay, so you'll do the 8 minutes. So you do the 3 minutes of the cleans, 1 minute rest. 8 minutes of sprint, sit-ups, lunges, as many as you can do for 8 minutes. 1 minute of rest, and then a final 3 minutes of the cleans. Okay. All right. This is going to get very exhausting. Those cleans. Your shoulders up here are going to be tired. Your hands are going to be tired. Hang in there. After that, you're done. We're going to do some core work. Core work, I want you to hold a bridge position, okay? For 50 seconds, followed up with 10 seconds of rest. So a total of 1 minute. 50 seconds of bridge, 10 seconds of rest, 5 times, total of 5 minutes. When you're done, stretch out your wrists, your fingers. You've done a lot of pulling and holding stuff. So stretch out those wrists and fingers. Maybe even take your thumb and massage in around your elbow joint a little bit, right around where you feel that bone, or up here, back here, on the insertion of the tricep. Spend some time taking care of your arms and forearms, and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.